Hi, I'm Brent Garris.
And I'm Chris Garris, and you're listening to
Stories from the Road.
This is a show where we talk about stories from our journey in life, which is a long, long road that we all go on. So we're going to tell some funny stories, and it's going to be weird. It's going to be comical. It's going to be a little bit scary. It's going to be, well, that's just what it is. It's stories from the road. So, Brett, would you like to start, or should I start?
I think that you should do your gypsy story first.
Okay, so one of my stories from the road is, it goes back a long time. This is probably, I want to say like 2014, I want to say, which doesn't seem like a long time. But the longer that I go down the road in life, the longer that, like, that seems so far away, you know, as you keep moving forward. But yeah, so if you know Southern California, which is where we originate from, both of us, and there's a lot of nice beaches down here, right? I mean, a lot of people come here just for that, right? I mean, that's a whole thing. But you don't know how weird it can get until you actually get here and experience it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird motherfuckers down by the beach, okay? I mean, you get everybody making dream catchers, people selling crystals. You got the tourist industry that just want to walk around the pier for no reason, and they have too much money, and they stay in the expensive hotels. You got the rental cars, the crazy busy airports. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Like, I mean, the vision that people have of Southern California is, like, skewed. So I'm going to give you the real vision.
It's a facade, yeah.
Smoke and mirrors in, like, a way. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
So my favorite beach, because I get asked this all the time when people say, oh, where are you from? And I say, oh, Southern California. They say, oh, well, what's the best beach? That's a difficult decision. There's a lot of nice beaches down here, and some of them are more tourist friendly.
Actually really curious to hear what your favorite beach is. You've never told me this before.
Yeah, so my favorite beach is it's a real small one, and it's in Encinitas. It's called Moonlight Beach.
Oh, I love that beach.
Yeah, and they recently kind of like renovated a lot of the areas and made it like a lot, like they cleaned it up. So basically, how this ties into the gypsy tale is they have a bunch of fire pits, and
right,
yeah, and I love bonfires on the beach.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, you gotta be wicked to not enjoy that. Like, that is such a vibe. I so dig it. Still got sand stuck in my guitar from playing music at that bonfire night. But anyways, so the police actually come by along with the lifeguards when they're closing it down, and you're not allowed to stay past, I think it's midnight. I think that's the limit. Like, once it's midnight, it's like, okay, everybody off the beach, you know, like, put your fires out, go home. You know, because I'm sure a lot of, like, shady stuff happens, like, when it gets real late like that.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So we defied that rule, me and a group of my friends, and decided to continue the shenanigans. So,
is Adam there?
So. No. These were friends that I haven't talked to in a long time, because this was years ago. But yeah, we just stayed. They came over and they were like, hey, y'all gotta, like, you know, finish up and, like, get going. We're like, okay, yeah, you know, but it's like an hour later and there's, like, nobody around. So we're just like, screw it. Let's keep doing what we're doing, you know? And, like, the fire was slowly dying out. and it was pitch dark. There was nobody there. Like, you could not see, if it wasn't for the fire, you could not see your hand in front of your face. Like, that's how dark it was. Like, you know what side the parking lot is to your left, but the only reason that you know that is because you can hear the ocean on your right. So it was like one of those nights, and it was real foggy. So anyway, we're sitting there and we're just like being teenagers, and all of a sudden, out of the darkness comes this lone woman by herself, and she sits down. She comes over to our fire, because we're the only ones still burning out there, and she comes over and she's like, in like a really creepy voice, she's like, "Can I share your flame?" And I'm like, yeah. What the heck is this? So she sits down, right? And we're like, well, this is very, very random. And she's just sitting there and she starts telling everybody.
She was like an older woman, or middle-aged, or
yeah,
younger?
like middle-aged. Yeah, like middle-aged. Like, I would say 40s, maybe early 50s. Yeah. Totally barefoot, weird, hippie woman walking by herself in complete darkness on the beach. Like,
damn.
Yeah.
And what time is this?
It was past midnight. It was like almost 1 a.m. at this point. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's like really weird. So she's just like doing that. And then, so she comes over to the fire. She's like, "Can I share your flame?" And I'm like, yes. Like, yo, that's pretty weird, man. Like, where is this journey going to lead? Like, is she going to just stab us all to death or something? But anyways, she sits down and she starts telling us random stuff, like random facts, like unprovoked, like did not ask her any questions. She's just like, yeah, so the ocean has healing properties. And I'm a gypsy, and it was my friend's birthday, but I gave them a gift that they didn't appreciate, so it made me sad. So then I went to walk along the beach and heal in the ocean waters. And we're just like, okay, yeah, this is weird. This is like the lady that was trying to sell healing crystals earlier, but like on acid.
Like, that's fucking entertaining as shit. Like, you guys didn't want to ask her more questions?
We didn't have to. She was just like talking. And then so then she looks over at me, right? And I'm sitting like across from her at this like fire pit on the beach, and she goes, "Hey, you should come with me." And I'm like, "Where?" And then she goes, "You know what we'll do? We'll just buy a map and we'll just throw darts at it. And wherever the darts land, we'll just go and we'll just surf."
That sounds actually pretty fucking awesome.
I mean, that could have been like a murder story, but also like could have been like the craziest freaking walkabout you've ever been on or some shit. Like, I don't know. Like, what's next to that? Like tripping balls like on acid in Joshua Tree National Park, wandering around the desert. I mean, that's like weird, man. Dude,
I've done that. That's not a fun trip. I'll tell you that.
But anyways, yeah, so then, okay, so here's how the story ends. She got the drift that like no one was gonna go with her, which is like weird that she was like asking teenagers to like go wherever with her. She just, I swear to God, she just gets back up and without saying a word, just turns around and then walks back the same direction that she came from and just vanishes into the darkness, like complete pitch dark.
Whoa, dude, that's cool.
It's like we just had a visitor from another world. Yo. So anyway,
you could like, how many feet are we talking, or yards or whatever?
A long ways, man, all the way down the beach, like That beach
That's-
continues
you
because it connects all the way to Ponto. Like, it goes the whole distance, dude. Yeah.
No, I know. I could see her for how many yards until she just
Oh,
vanished.
like not very many, because it was like extremely dark and it was foggy and it was late at night. Yeah, it was like once she left the firelight, it was like she just like vanished into a cloud of darkness and was just gone.
Dude, that's awesome. Oh my
That-
god.
So anyway, that's my weird visited by a mystic being story. So that's my story for the road. Top that.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell a darker one,
Okay.
but it's the only one I have in my head right now. So when I was working on that farm in Northern California, and
What kind of farm was it? Like,
one of my friends was living in his truck. The other one was living in the warehouse part of it, and I was in this dilapidated house with. So we shared the property with the cartel.
the cartel? Like a drug cartel? Like,
Well, but I did share share the house with their field hand,
oh, okay.
and so he had his own bedroom, but I had like the living room, and I had like a cot in there, and so then one morning-ish night, I mean, sun wasn't up yet. I hear boots come in, like stomping all over the floor. It was probably like 2 or 3 people. I couldn't tell, and they go straight to his bedroom. And I was so terrified. It was all in Spanish, a lot of yelling. And I just had my knife right at my like side.
Yeah.
I stayed under the covers, and again, it was all in Spanish. So I could not tell exactly what was going on. I knew some English though, and all I heard was no, 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 a bunch of times. And
Damn.
when everything got quiet, I waited for about 30 to 45 minutes, and I got up, and they had taken him.
Taken
And
him?
They had
Like-
taken him.
Oh, shit. Like, they actually, like, kidnapped him. Like, they threw him in a flatbed truck and drove off or something like that? I mean, what the...
I don't know what they took him in, but they had taken him, and they
Jeez.
walked out of the house. They had stomped on his phone and lit it on fire.
What?
Yes, this is true. This is all true, man.
So, like, the cartel just busts in the middle of the night, grabs this dude, throws him in a freaking van, or maybe they just offed him somewhere or something. I mean, who knows? Like, what?
Yeah, dude.
What the heck
this is
kind
all-
of farm was this, man? I mean, what were y'all growing? This is a marijuana farm, right?
It was marijuana. Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
okay. So wow. So that's like the real deal. Okay. Holy moly. So what happened next?
So when daylight finally broke, I walk out of this dilapidated house, and his phone is there, burnt and smashed. And then I went to my buddy's truck, which is like across the field. I mean, like 100 yards away or something, which he's sleeping in. And I was like, "Yo, dude, did you see what happened?" And he was like, he didn't know. He was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to use names here because it is a dangerous subject." But he was like, "Yeah, dude came over and I was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure it was him?" He was like, "Yeah, he did the same routine that he always does." I was like, "Well, they just took homie."
They just stole homie. Oh my gosh.
And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, he's gone." they took him, and all I could hear was yelling and no, no, no.
Wow.
And then,
yeah. Dang, dude, that's pretty freaking heavy. So what? I mean, what was your instinct after that? You're like, I just got to get the hell out of here, or like what? I mean, what did you?
I didn't know what to think, and then owner of the property, who we think was involved, right? Came later that afternoon, and he was like, I don't know what happened to that guy. And I was like, well, dude, what? And
then he's hiding something. Like, oh, I don't know what happened. But how did they even know he was there in the first place? Like, somebody must have tipped him off, right? I mean,
no, he was like, he knew what happened. He was like, that's the dude that probably freaking took him with his friends, or with his coworkers, or whatever, whoever was involved in the situation.
So who was this guy again? He was like a bodyguard or something, or what was he? Like, he was just some random dude who was working on the farm, like.
No, he was the field hand, so he was like in charge of like pretty much everything on their side of the farm. He did something to
to piss off those bad guys, because he's like, maybe he's like taking extra product and selling it like under and making a profit off of it or something. He must have done something real to piss him off.
Yeah. That's exactly what he did. He was stealing from all of us, actually. Yeah.
So he had a whole side hustle going on, man.
I don't know where he was selling it, but like, he did steal from both sides of the farm and from us.
Dang.
Yeah.
What did he steal from you? Like, just weed?
He stole weed from us. Yeah, basically, and stole weed from his own farm too.
Yeah. So then they just decided to like off him somewhere. Jeez.
But yeah, dude. Like them walking in to that, or like at freaking 5 a.m. or whatever the fuck it was, like stomping in there and just like shouting, and like I was terrified, man. Like I was freaking.
I think anybody would be. That's horrifying. Holy moly! In the room right next to you, and so now you're all paranoid. Like, wow, I hope they don't come in here next. Like, gosh.
And then he freaking, like, when we were chatting, when he came back, and he's like, I don't know what happened to that guy. I just don't know. Then he like kept asking me if like, because he knew I was sleeping there. He was like, you were sleeping right there, huh? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, you did the right thing, because he's like, you stayed under your covers, you did the right thing. And I was like, oh my god, bro. Yeah,
you did the right thing, and it was nothing.
No, I did the right thing.
Do not get involved.
Yeah, I did the right thing by not showing my face, so that like, or like in any of that, like, yeah,
don't engage with whatever's happening with that.
No, dude, they could kill me too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Dude, they for sure offed that guy somewhere. There's no chance of that. Like, I mean, they took him out in the freaking jungle and freaking cut his head off with a damn machete or something like that.
In the jungle? Where we at?
Well, I don't know. They take him back to Mexico. They take him back to Mexico and freaking kill him, or I don't know. I mean,
easier to kill somebody out there and just like leave them.
Yeah,
there's so much space out there where like the grass valley.
up where the farm near. You think it was it's probably a nearby thing. Yeah, it was probably you're probably right. It's like a short-lived thing. I mean, I'm not an expert in cartel executions, but yeah, I guess it would be harder to bring a prisoner across the border than it would be to just take him out to the boonies and off him there. Holy
Yeah.
crap. Dang, dude, that's crazy. Yeah, and then you like remember like the boot sounds and everything. Like, yeah, those guys were the real deal. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah. Another weird part was so the property owner kept asking me if I recorded anything.
Mm.
Do you have like anything? Did you record audio on your phone and stuff? You know, I was like, no, but I almost did. I almost did do that. I'm glad I did.
Probably, yeah, I'm glad that, yeah, it's probably a good idea to like not actually
like,
get involved.
Actually, like an idiot. Like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm glad I didn't do that because I could be in the ground too. I don't know. But yeah, that was fucking trippy. That was a trippy one.
That is trippy.
No.
Jeez.
Still fucking haunts me, man.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty gnarly, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, that's like some nightmare feel right there. Like, but I mean, when you engage in like, I guess if you agree to, I mean, that's a very lucrative business setup now here, that it's legal technically. You know, it's like you get these, I mean, that just welcomes in the cartel. Like, I mean, I don't know how I feel like directly about that because I don't personally engage in marijuana use, but like there's dispensaries everywhere now. So like like, how do you set up a supply line to fuel your dispensary? And they do all this branding and marketing, and they say, oh, it's almost like a health food store when you walk into one of those places. And it's like, that's what it looks like, you know? And, you know, it's like, it's for medicinal use, but it's like, it's still weed. It's like, yeah, where is it coming from? It's coming from plantations. Okay. Who runs the plantations? The cartel. They have to be, you know, especially the really, really big ones. Like, you know, the ones that are just so expansive. Yeah.
They run some of them, but there's a lot of legit people in the business these days. So
yeah, there's a lot of hipsters that are like, you know, into it, but yeah, the like, I would have to do a little more research on this to like prove my point, but like, yeah, the like old school ones that have been around forever that were already doing it before it was legal. Like those are the sketchy ones. So it's like, yeah. And there might be people that have the illusion of being like clean businessmen in nice suits that walk around, and it's like, actually that dude is like totally with the cartel, and
dude,
they'll mess you up. Like, you know, like don't mess with them because they'll mess you up. They will kill you. Like, holy crap.
Did you ever watch Murder Mountain? I think it's Murder Mountain, the documentary thing.
No, I've not seen that.
The dude's from San Diego.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all.
No, but like, so Murder Mountain is crazy, freaking green triangle like shit where people just go missing and or are killed. He was one of them, but he was a dude from San Diego. Mm-hmm. And he was working up there, and I had friends that worked on the same property as him, and they're like, yeah, no, you don't get effed with like that unless you're doing something shady. Like, yeah. So, you know, another thing, like the field hand that I was working on the same farm as, like, he was doing something shady. That's why he, you know, got his ass kicked out or offed or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, yeah, he messed with the wrong people for sure. Tried to do like some kind of side hustle, and he got caught. It's basically what I'm gathering from that.
He was the most terrifying guy I've ever the property owner was like the most terrifying guy I've ever freaking encountered. Small hands though. He had really small hands.
That's a weird detail to notice. What the heck? That's a very bizarre detail to notice about somebody. Like, wow, do I have small hands? Like, dang.
He had really little hands, but he was like a giant. Like, he wasn't